up, book dwellers? I'm Colleen, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my summer reading update. I know it's been a long time since Corey and I have both made a video. We've been really busy. I'm in a new state now, an internship. Corey's working a lot at home, but promise you we have still been reading and we will keep making videos, so stay tuned for that. The first book I read this summer was The Wicked Deep by Shea Ernshaw. This book caught my eye at Barnes & Noble and I instantly wanted to pick it up. I love witches and the cover itself was really appealing. But basically this tells the story of a cursed town called Sparrow where 200 years ago 3 women were suspected to be witches and were then sentenced to death and drowned in the water in their surrounding town. Every summer, these 3 sisters return possessing the body of 3 girls in the town in hopes to lure boys into the water and kill them. So it's a little dark, but it follows a main character, Penny, as she tries to live through this curse that the town has for another summer. What I liked about this book was that it was really beautiful. The writing was just so vivid, and the book is extremely atmospheric, which was something I was seeing a lot on Goodreads and everything. The only thing I really wasn't a fan of with this book was the insta-love. That's a main problem that I have in YA a lot. It was a little predictable, but overall I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I loved the concept, the atmosphere of the book, and yeah, the storytelling in general. So I highly recommend this one if you're into witches and kind of urban fantasy type novels. I think this one's really good. The second book I've gotten to this summer so far is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. Oh my god, this book is so good. I was a little nervous going into it because it had so much hype. It lived up to the hype. I need book 2 right now. It's so good. This is her debut fantasy novel, and basically we're in a world where magic has been taken away in society by non-magical royalty, and magic has disappeared due to violence and murder and a general sense of hopelessness from the people who used to possess these magical powers. The story follows 4 main POVs, a princess and prince of the monarchy, and a brother and sister who witnessed their mother being killed during this raid. So, because of the various events, Zell, the sister, has to bring magic back to her people. I don't want to say much more about the book because I think that it's better if you go into it and you don't know that much and you can experience it for yourself. But it's such a beautiful world. It has, great representation, people of color, and African mythology and folklore, and I love mythology, but I never learned about these goddesses in school. It's so fascinating to read and learn about, and it was really empowering. There's suspense on every page, so many plot twists. I highly recommend it. It's so good. 5 out of 5 stars for sure. Read it. The third book I read this summer was Stardust by Neil Gaiman. This book tells the story of Tristan Thorne, who lives in the town of Wall, which is separated by a gate to the land of fairy. So basically he falls in love with this girl named Victoria and vows to get her a fallen star. However, the star that he wants to get for her falls into fairy, and so he has to go into fairy to find this star, and in doing so learns so much about his past and just about the world of fairy in general, and tries to make it out with the star that he found. This is my first Neil Gaiman book, and it has beautiful writing. It's written like a fairy tale, which is wonderful. However, I was a little disappointed with this book. I wish the story got more into depth with the characters and in the world, because everything was basically just happening and you never really knew why. And I wanted to know more about the characters and about the world of fairy, but just wasn't given an opportunity through the writing. And it also felt a little rushed to me, and it just made me want more from this world, and I just left not feeling completely satisfied. So overall, I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars. It's a fun fairy tale read. It's definitely an adult fairy tale. Don't go into it expecting a life-changing story, but go into it expecting a fun little little time and fairy. So yeah, the final book I've read so far this summer is Scythe by Neil Shusterman. I mean, where do I even begin with this book? I had friends who read it and seen other booktubers who have read it and talk so highly of it, and I was a little hesitant to get into it because I'm not a huge fan of dystopian. But this book, I decided to start it, and it was phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I'm currently reading Thunderhead, which is book 2, and loving it, and I've heard it's even like crazier than the first, so I'm a little stressed out about that. But this is set in the future where humans have basically conquered mortality. So in this world, there's no disease. There's a universal government that's run by technology and not people. There's no disease, no war, no famine. It's like this perfect utopia. But despite it, people still have to die because of population control and just like what it means to be human. So there are a bunch of people called Scythes, and they are in a community whose job it is to kill people, to end their life and bring about death. The problematic thing about the Scythes is that they are above all of the laws in society. They only have to follow their own commandments, which is set up for kind of a disaster, which is what I thought when I started reading it. The story follows 2 teens, Sintra and Rowan. They are chosen to be a Scythe's apprentice, and they have to learn difficulty that comes with being a Scythe, and how everything may not be perfect in this utopia, how there might be more corruption lying in it than they think. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. It's incredible. What I really like about the book is that at the end of every chapter, there's a different journal entry from one of the Scythes, and so you kind of get different perspectives on why they do what they do, how their master of killing people is. Is it more humane? Is it not? So that was really cool. Also, just like so many plot twists. Like, I mean, I saw some other videos like that this should be like a class, like that people teach in English class. Like it's like 1984 level thinking, and just it's too realistic. I might do a separate book talk about this one and Thunderhead, so stay tuned for that because I really want to talk more in depth about it. I just don't want to spoil people. But yeah, overall 5 out of 5 stars. This book is so good. Highly recommend. That's it for my summer reading so far. It's been a busy summer. I'm happy that I've had time to read at least 4 books so far because I don't have a lot of time. But stay tuned for some videos from Corey and hopefully a Scythe review. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Colleen. We are going to start trying to post videos more frequently on this channel. So if you liked the video, please sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!